I'm your huckleberry.
All right. I just finished listening to the challenge. I guess it's Amiri. I think his name is Amiri Brown, the great liberator, is challenging the black manosphere for bashing black women. And I started to put the clip in front of this one so you could hear exactly what I'm responding to. But I got this funny feeling that if I do that, I'm going to get a copyright strike. Got this funny feeling. I started to do it, but I'm not going to do it. I'll actually put the clip along with this commentary up on Blaqspot TV. So if you want to see the clip in context, me with the clip, go to Blaqspot TV. That's where I'm probably going to put it. So for here, you're going to have to do with my commentary. If you're not going to do that, you probably should go look at his commentary first and then come back and listen to my response to it. Now, the clip was only like 11 minutes long. And really, if you listen to like the first 4 minutes, it pretty much sums up where he's going with this. In fact, he put a screenshot of Deborah Cooper's article up. And if that doesn't tell you what you need to know about Amiri Brown and the Great Liberator, I don't know what will. So he wants to challenge the manosphere to a debate. And from what the rhetoric that I heard, there's nothing to debate about, because all his talking points we're talking about is basically black feminist talking points about toxic masculinity. And every metric that he's using is measuring masculinity the way black women will, or a black woman would. And I probably should give him more respect in this video than he gave us. But since I'm petty like that, I'm not. All I got is one thing to say to you, brother. If you're going to deliver a rant about toxic black masculinity, you should go ahead and put on all the trappings. Get out your stilettos, put on a skirt, put your makeup, and put a weave on. Okay? It's best delivered that way. Talking about credit, talking about black men being subjected, talking about black men trying to subject their women, trying to force black women back into gender roles, all that other bullshit. Black women have never been that way. And throughout their entire history, black women have gotten the best deal from their men out of all races in the entire world. That's been proven. That's how come black men don't have no standards. The only difference is now is that black women want their bite of the pie. They want to subjugate their men. And the women are mad is because they can't. But after all that rant that you did, saying what black men aren't and how black men need to regain their manhood, same thing black women do, I got one question to ask you. If black men as a collective don't do it, what's going to happen? You're not going to give us no pussy? Is that what it is, brother? You brothers that feel the same way, what? You offering pussy to in return for our manhood? In return for our cooperation? Is that what you're offering? So until we kowtow to our woman, she gonna hold our children hostage? Is that what you're saying? Because this toxic masculinity shit is not best delivered by a man. All you're doing is simping loudly. You're talking the same simp shit because you're repeating the same words that they are. Are you playing for the other team? That black women are so wonderful. Black women are doing what they're supposed to be doing with no help. It's bullshit. You know it and I know it. That's the rhetoric that you've heard from your women. I hope you've heard it from the women. I hope you didn't come up with this bullshit by yourself. If you're going to play for the other team, don the uniform of the other team. Go ahead and get your weave and get your skirt. Because that's what it sounds like. Saying that black women are going to divest from the family, divest from the community because black men already have. That's bullshit. Black men can't divest from the community. I don't care who you are. You can't divest from the community. A black man can't change his jersey. How can you divest from someplace you never left? 96% of who a black woman marries is still a black man. 96% of who a black woman mates with is still a black man. Divest from the community. Only 3% of black men actually cross the line. 3%. How about the 50% that are not getting married? That's the question you should ask. How come the 50% of black men out there aren't getting married? If they really needed the black woman to have to uphold their ego, don't you think they would actually marry these women? Bring them into the household to subjugate them? 75% of black women aren't married and aren't coupled. So how can you subjugate a woman that you're not even in the household with and not looking to get in the household with? Let's get down to fucking manhood. Manhood has nothing to do with fucking credit score. Manhood has nothing to do with who you beat up. Manhood has nothing to do with slapping women around. Manhood has nothing to do with your fucking ego or your fucking feelings. Manhood means you go out and face the world the best you can every day as a man and do the best you can. Wins or losses. Your credit score doesn't mean that you're not a man. Your bank score does not mean that you're not a man. A motherfucking bum in the street can be a man. He ain't got to have a house. If he pushes his cart, collects his cans, collects his bottles so that he can survive the next day and actually survives on that goddamn street means he's a man. Because if he wasn't, he put a bullet in his mouth because life is too hard. A man means you put your shoes on, you put your pants on, and you go out and face the fucking world as it is. And black men have been having to do that for the past 400 years, whether they're in slavery or not. Whether they're in slavery or not. That's what manhood is. Manhood has nothing to do with that. Manhood is not a collective thing. Manhood is a personal thing. Each man has to achieve manhood his way. Because each man has a different circumstance, a different challenge that he has to go through. And whether you meet the challenge and succeed or fail, doesn't matter. Did you go out there and try? Did you go out there and meet it? Black men know that they have to go out in those streets and face this bullshit every day. Now, there's some dudes that shrink back and sit on the couch and play video games and don't go outside. But those are very few. And those are the men or the boys that are coddled. Unfortunately, there's not enough of women out there that will coddle them. Black men aren't coddled. Boys are coddled. And that's black women's responsibility. You coddle your boys and then you dump them on the street for men to deal with. I started to debate you or debate your points. But the thing is, those points have already been asked and answered years ago. Just because you're a man, or supposed to be a man, repeating the same points doesn't make them more valid. So what is it now? The women are defeated and they can't come out, express these points now. It's the simp's turn. What are you guys, the reserve women or what? Because that's what it sounds like. If you want to debate, but at least come up with something fresh, with something new, rather than this 30-year-old recycled bullshit that we've been hearing that has been put to rest. Be original. Now, if you want women followers, man, by all means, go to your side, leave us alone, and collect women followers. Stay underneath Cynthia G's skirts. Because if you weren't underneath her skirts, you'd have been dismissed a long time ago. You're the one that's being coddled. Black men are out facing the world, or trying to, as best we can. And that's all you can ask of any man. That is classic manhood, life or death, succeed or fail. But the fact is, you got to go out there and face it. And black men do that in spades in this racist hellhole we call America. The mere fact that you're a black man and you go outside means that you are a man. Black boys are raised in some of the worst places in the world, and they have to go outside and learn how to be a man. We don't live in some white suburb where nothing happens, where the police cruise by, wave to you, and sometimes hand you a lollipop. That's not the black experience. That's not the black male experience. The fact that you're under siege and you hold up against it, that means you're a goddamn man. Get it? With that, I'm going to jump off of here. This is my short response to the great liberators. Peace.